mathematics. So in this picture, we can see that there is a man. Okay, he is trying to catch a fish. Okay, and in this picture, you can see so many angles. So it means that the way we sit, the way we walk, the way we move, or even the machines use specific angle. As they say, the best angle from which to approach any problem is the triangle. So this means that in solving a problem, the best approach is always the triangle or the triangle. So this is a picture from a school in CTU Barili, the administration building. Supposing that a plastic nylon string is stretched from the ground to the top of a 50 feet tall flagpole. So this is the nylon string stretched from the ground to the top of the 50 feet tall flagpole. If its end is attached on the ground, so this means here, 80 feet away from the foot of the flagpole. Okay. So if its end is attached on the ground 80 feet away from the foot of the flagpole, so that is 80 feet. And take note that the height of the flagpole is 50. Find the angle of elevation to the top of the flagpole. So that means, given the sides 50 feet, the height of the flagpole, and the distance between this point to this point is 50 feet. Now we are asked to find the angle of elevation. What is the value of this angle? Okay, to solve that kind of problem, first we need to identify the parts of a right triangle. Supposing we have a right triangle, this is angle A, this part is angle A, this part is angle B, and this part is angle C. And obviously, angle C is the right angle. So that means this angle is 90 degrees. So we are looking for this angle. Okay. So the opposite of this angle, this one, this violet one, the opposite of this angle is the opposite side of angle A. Okay. So atbang man siya sa kaning angle. And also, ang kani dere, ubos, we call it as the adjacent side of angle A. Adjacent meaning tapad or kilid. So, kani siya opposite meaning atbang of angle A. It is across or atbang the angle A. Adjacent or it is on the side of naras kilid sa angle A, tapad. So, we have the opposite and the adjacent. How about this side? We call this the longest side as the hypotenuse because it is the side opposite to the right angle. Okay, so these are the parts of the right triangle: the opposite side, adjacent side, and the hypotenuse. So in this video, our topic is the 6 trigonometric functions. So there are 6 trigonometric functions that we use. We will also need to identify the side rate formula and the acronym so that we can easily remember the trigonometric function. The 3 basic trigonometric function, the 2 basic trigonometric functions are the sine and cosine. So the side ratio for sine is opposite over hypotenuse. And the formula will be sine theta is equal to opposite divided by hypotenuse. To easily remember this, you can get the first letter of sine of the function, then O, H, so the acronym is SO. The second basic trigonometric function is the cosine. The side ratio is the adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So the formula is cosine theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. To easily remember this function, we have C is equal to A over H, or we call it as K. Next, we have the reciprocal trigonometric function. So the reciprocal of sine and cosine. So what is the reciprocal of sine? The reciprocal of sine is cosecant, and the reciprocal of cosecant, get the reciprocal of opposite over hypotenuse. That is hypotenuse over opposite, and that is the side ratio for cosecant. So the formula will be CSC or cosecant theta is equal to hypotenuse divided by the opposite. So to easily remember this is CHO or CHO. Next, we have the secant. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So that means we'll need to get the reciprocal of this value, and that is hypotenuse divided by adjacent. So the formula, secant theta is equal to hypotenuse over adjacent, or we call it as SHA. And the ratio trigonometric function is tangent and the cotangent. Tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay, or the formula, tangent theta is equal to opposite side divided by adjacent side, or to easily remember this is TOA or TOA. Next is the cotangent, so that is reciprocal of tangent, that is adjacent over opposite. So the formula will be cotangent is equal to adjacent over opposite, so that is C is equal to A divided by O, or cow. Okay. Solve for angle A, side B, and side C of the triangle below. So we have here the hypotenuse, this side, and this side. So assuming this part is our angle A, and this part or this corner is angle B, and the right angle is angle C. And this red line represents the side A, which is 8 meters. And this side, the vertical one, is side B, while the longest side is side C. So in this triangle, we also have the given angle B, which is 25 degrees. So let us examine the given parts of the triangle. We have angle B and side A, which is 8 meters, which is also the adjacent side of angle B. So in this problem, we will look for angle A. So to start, we will solve for angle A. So how to solve for angle A? So we will use the angle sum theorem of the triangle, which means angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. So substitute the values. So A is unknown, while B is 25 degrees, and C is 90 degrees since this is a right angle. Then transpose 25, that will be negative 25, 90, it will be negative 90. So therefore A is equal to 65 degrees. Next, we will solve for side B. So take note, this is the opposite side of angle B. So our solution, since angle B is 25 degrees, and we are looking for the opposite side, which is B. However, we have the given side, which is adjacent side, which is equal to 8. So what particular trigonometric function is appropriate for this problem? Can we use sine? No, because we don't have a hypotenuse. Can we use cosine? Still no, because we don't have a value for hypotenuse. So in here, we have opposite side and adjacent side. We can use tangent. So that means tangent of the angle B, which is equal to opposite over adjacent. So opposite, we have the value of B, and this is our unknown. while adjacent, we have the value of 8. So substitute. Then, how to find the value of b? We will need to cross multiply 8 to tangent 25. So therefore, 8 times tangent 25, b is equal to 3.73 meters. Okay, so the last unknown value that we will need to solve is side C, which is the hypotenuse. So, looking back, we have the given, which is angle B, 25 degrees, and the adjacent side, which is 8. And we are looking for the hypotenuse C. So, what trigonometric function we will use to find the value of C? Can we use tangent? In this given, there is no opposite side. Can we use the sine? No, because there is no opposite side here. But if we will use B, then we can use the sine. But if we will use adjacent and hypotenuse, we can use the trigonometric function, which is the cosine. So, cosine B is adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. Substitute, the value of B is 25 degrees. So cosine of 25 degrees is equal to adjacent, which is 8, divided by C, the unknown, or the hypotenuse. So how to solve for C? So you will just need to cross multiply this value with C, then divide both sides by 25 degrees. Or muhang i-interchange if unknown ang C. Ganiha, kay dili man unknown ang denominator, mo na nga ito ang gi-divide. Diri unknown man ang denominator, mo na nga itong gi-baylo. So, 8 divided by 25 cosine of 25 degrees, that is 8.8. So I think that would be all. So this is the last part of our discussion for trigonometric function, wherein we will use the functions to solve problems, word problems or real world problems. So in this picture, we can see that we have here the tower, wherein Rapunzel was present. And we also have here the prince, who will try to rescue Rapunzel out from the tower. So here is the problem. So assuming that Rapunzel was locked up in the top of a tower, and the prince saw Rapunzel at 82-degree angle of elevation. So when we say angle of elevation, that is an angle going upward. Okay? And we can also use the opposite of angle of elevation, which is angle of depression, which is an angle that we use to see a perspective we use to see downward. Okay, so if the prince is 35 meters away from the tower, how high is Rapunzel from the ground? So that means the distance between the prince and the bottom part of the tower is 35 meters. And from the angle of elevation of the prince perspective, the angle here is 82 degrees. Now, the unknown or the problem is that how high is Rapunzel from the ground? So we are looking the height of this tower from the ground. So in this problem, we can help the prince by using the trigonometric function to solve the height of the tower. So our solution, we will use the idea of angle of elevation. Okay. So solution, take note that we have here our angle of elevation, which is the 82 degrees. And take note that height is the opposite side and 35 meters is the adjacent side of the angle. So we can use a trigonometric function for this. We have the opposite side and the adjacent side. So we have the opposite side and the adjacent side. Here we can use, therefore, the tangent function, because we have opposite divided by adjacent. So we have tangent 82 degrees is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. Knowing that the opposite side is the height of the tower and the adjacent side measures 35 meters. So how to solve for the height of the tower? We will just need to cross multiply 35 and tangent 82 degrees. So that is 35 times tangent 82 degrees, that is equal to the height of the tower. So use the calculator. 35 times tangent 82 degrees, that means 249 meters. Therefore, the height of the tower is 249 meters. Hence, Rapunzel is 249 meters high above the ground. So I think you enjoy my video, and till next time. Thank you and goodbye.